I feel like a lot of Hasbro figures nowadays just look kind of like really advanced, high-tech McDonald's toys. So get out of here, Hasbro, you suck. Why be easy when you can just die? Woo! Well, I'm Chewy Mew, and welcome to my channel, but more specifically, welcome to another Chewy Mew video, where today I'm going to be taking a look at the top 10 figures, or my top 10 figures of 2022. Quick disclaimer, I'm going to show you guys all the figures that I've actually bought, that were made in 2022. I bought a bunch of figures that were not released or made this year. Alright, so the first figure we have, not in any particular order, here we have Hammerhead, which, I mean, I got Hammerhead because, you know, there is no alternative to getting Hammerhead. Next we have Shocker, and after showing Shocker, I'm going to be repeating the same thing several times, so get ready. From the Retro Wave, Hammerhead's also from Retro Wave, and Shocker comes with 2 extra hands. Whoop-de-doo, and he comes with a baseball bat. Also, Shocker, I painted in the lines because Hasbro couldn't be bothered to do it themselves. Because they couldn't be bothered to do it themselves. Hasbro couldn't be bothered to do it themselves. Hasbro couldn't be bothered to do it themselves. Hasbro couldn't be bothered to do it themselves. Also have Peter B. Parker from Across the Spider-Verse. Also have Spider-Gwen from Across the Spider-Verse. And I had to paint the web lines under her arms. Next up, we have Spider-Man 2099 from Across the Spider-Verse, and that is Cyborg Spider-Woman, which I painted because we also have Miles Morales, which is the crazy ultra rare limited edition once-in-a-lifetime figure that no one else will ever have because I'm the only one who has it. It's painted in web lines, painted on some details so it doesn't look like a big McDonald's toy, because it's a top 10 with these 7 figures. You may notice a bit of an issue going on here. The fact that there's only 7 figures, and this is a top 10. So we're going to see what we can do about that, you know. This list, admittedly, isn't as fun as the other one I'm going to do, where it's my top 10 figures of this year. Number 10, we have Miles, which is, I know I said it's crazy rare limited edition, once-in-a-lifetime figure, never to exist again. Which is the crazy ultra rare limited edition, once-in-a-lifetime figure that no one else will ever have because I'm the only one who has it. I have this other head sculpt, which just happened to be in the box of 2099 Spider-Man. And if we take that off and put this on, come on. It's not going to go on, is it? Come on. There we go. And you put this head on, and then bang, you just have super generic Miles figure, which everything is just painted on. Even on the box here, it shows he does have the sculpted in web lines on his arms right there. But on the figure, from what I can tell, he does not have any sculpting. The figure has no sculpting. The sculpting is on the head. I think this head's the exact same one that was on the original Miles Morales figure from Across the Spider-Verse, or Into the Spider-Verse. And I also think this head's also on a, he's in like looks like a Jeep kind of thing, where he has the painted web lines as well. So it's not really, this figure's very whatever. This is like a McDonald's toy that's like $6, which is a ripoff. If you find this for like $2, that's still not a very good deal, but you know, it's better. We have Peter B. Parker. And I did say I like this figure. I do like it, but because this thing, critically, it's better than Miles because it has sculpted in web lines. But it's also, all that stuff is kind of invalid for me, considering this is just a re-release from Into the Spider-Verse. So, I mean, I bought it because I didn't get the original one. But this is so low because it's just a repaint and a re-release. The original didn't have painted web lines either, and that's a big negative too. It didn't have any paint. The only painted parts was the eyes, around the eyes, and then the spider logo. Everything was just red and blue. And because it's a re-release, for me, re-releases don't really have any benefit, considering it's a re-release, so there's not really a big deal to get excited about something that's about Hasbro deciding, hey, we're going to reuse the same plastic again. Next up here, we have Hammerhead. Hammerhead, again, is probably just a re-release. Or not re-release. I'm pretty sure the only new thing about this is maybe the head. Maybe the legs, because these are pinless, and these have pins. They did sculpt like a fist hand that has like brass knuckles that says head on it. So when he punches you, it says head, which is kind of weird. The only new thing I know for sure is brand new is the head sculpt. Even the baseball bat came from Punisher, I think, which giving Hammerhead a baseball bat would be like giving Green Goblin like a knife. Next we have Spider-Gwen, and like I said, I'd had to paint the details in. I do like this more than Peter B. Parker and Miles Morales here. I do like it more than Hammerhead, because Hammerhead is just kind of like a generic human body. Like, it's mostly reused parts. This could very well be reused from, I keep messing it up. Into the Spider-Verse, and then Across the Spider-Verse. I think this, like, milk shot she comes with looks really cool. Looks like her web looks like a milk. When I'm pretty sure in the movie her webs look like Peter B. Parker's. But either way, who knows? It looks like a milk kind of pouring. You know, someone could probably make a stop motion using this as milk. This one cost $20, and this one cost like I think I paid $7. That does not look like a $13 price difference. This does not look $13 better than this. Like, I could buy 2 of these. I could buy almost 3 of these figures for the same price as that. The only difference is this one has less posability, and she's short because she's supposed to be shorter than Hammerhead. But I don't know, to me, just overall better. It doesn't have the painted details on it, but at least they sculpted on details to this. This one, they only sculpted the details that are just necessary to be details. Like, they at least sculpted the web lines here. They didn't paint them. They sculpted the ones inside the hoodie, which they didn't paint them either. They sculpted shoelaces, which is kind of necessary instead of having just, not sculpted. We have, next we have Shocker here. So Shocker, again, you might think, dude, that Shocker's great. The only issue why I wanted this one is because the Toy Biz one they didn't make a 6-inch scale version with this kind of costume pattern. They made the more modern-ish where it looks like he's wearing overalls with only the arms, the chest, and the mask being the yellow part. The legs are just brown like the rest of it. And also has pupils, which I'm not a big fan of. And he goes here just because I think it's fine. Like, I think it's kind of, this is just like your standard Hasbro figure. Like, to me, this is like the bare minimum for what a figure should be. Like, nice sculpted on details. Details are nicely sculpted, good articulation and stuff, but that's it. Like, there's nothing like, wow, that's cool. Whatever, He also comes with interchangeable hands, which, I guess interchangeable hands are cool. But honestly, the interchangeable hands basically are this, like an almost open hand versus a fist hand. Like, this figure for $7 had basically can do what extra hands can do. And you don't even have to swap body parts, so get out of here, Hasbro, you suck. At number 5, we have Spider-Man 2009 from Across the Spider-Verse. You may be thinking, dude, you're insane. Why is he better than Shocker? And that's because this one is at least more exciting. The body proportions are more exaggerated. It looks more unique than this. This just looks like a generic Hasbro figure, whereas this one looks... I mean, it's hard to explain what I mean by generic, but this just looks like generic stock figure, whereas this one has more uniqueness to it. Big shoulders, big arms, cool spikes. Much more extravagant and much more unique than just this thing. I mean, this doesn't look bad, but this thing just looks better, It didn't have any painted details, which made it look like just a chunk of... It makes it look like a McDonald's toy, which, honestly, I feel like a lot of Hasbro figures nowadays just look kind of like really advanced, high-tech McDonald's toys. But at the end of the day, it still looks like a McDonald's toy. I did paint details on it to make it look better. It also comes with, looks like something War Machine would shoot, which is, I mean, okay. It's kind of whatever. It's better than not getting anything at all, I guess. But getting nothing at all, I wouldn't really complain. But it has more sculpting and more detail definitely than Hammerhead. Hammerhead has a more detailed head sculpt, but I mean that mask looks pretty cool. You can tell I'm biased towards Across the Spider-Verse figures just because these are more unique and they don't just look as much like just generic human beings wearing costumes. In 4th place is Cyborg Spider-Woman. Cyborg Spider-Woman wins. She doesn't look like a McDonald's toy like all the other figures here. Whoops, there he goes. The big boy McDonald's toy here. Big boy McDonald's toy. I mean, I painted in details to make it not look as generic. If this one had much more detail, much more paint apps done to it. So if it basically had this level of paint app, I mean, my paint app was kind of sloppy just because the material that this is made out of is cheaper than like a Shocker. So it didn't take the paint too good. And then if I painted too much, it looks kind of globby. And if this had painted details, it'd be much better. If this had like posability on par with these ones, that'd be good too. But all you really get is the arms rotate up and down, the head kind of moves, and she can do that with the legs. But yes, that one goes here. It does look like a McDonald's toy. If it was a lot bigger, I think it probably is going to be... I feel like, because the way Spider-Verse plays around with characters' proportions, I feel like this thing is going to be enormous. I feel like her head should be like to the top of the Morbius. You can't even see it, but I feel like she should be like this big. Maybe she's going to be really tiny but look enormous, I don't know. But either way, that's how I'm going to rank these figures from top 10. So 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th, and 4th. You might be thinking, well, dude, what about 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place?